What's up everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Tuesday, November 5th. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the recent pump that's been happening with the Doge Rune token and also with Bitcoin. Now, this is a result of what's happening in the US political climate. Right now, we're going to be discussing why crypto is pumping in alignment with what's happening in the US elections. Then I'm going to be sharing with you the bullishness around Doge in terms of forming patterns. We have two different patterns that we have seen happen with Doge, and more specifically, I'm going to address something that Crypto Capital Ventures has actually brought up, which is a very interesting point, that this token Doge is following the same story and same timeline as Doge in its early stage. Now, this is very exciting. I want to get into all the numbers. I want to get into all the data. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. And most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So as of right now, the Doge Rune token is up 14% over the past day. Look at the bullish sentiment. We've now reached a new all-time high voter count of 17,000. So let's see how Doge is performing against Bitcoin over the past 24 hours. It's up over 14%, but over the past 7 days, I'm sure that it hasn't performed as much, actually down 19%. Over the past month, up almost close to 3%. But here's the thing. I think that this is actually going to pump much higher than Bitcoin, and I'll share with you later on in the video. So let's talk about the US political climate. So right now, Bitcoin is not the only thing that's been spiking, but also cryptocurrencies from altcoins, gaming altcoins, especially runes. So right now, Doge is pumping because Bitcoin is pumping due to the presidential elections. And as you can see, Bitcoin reached its previous market cap of around $70,000, which is roughly around $1.3 to $1.4 trillion. Now, in terms of leads, right now we have a website called Kalshi that's saying that Trump is leading by 59% compared to Harris at 41%. But look at Polymarket. Polymarket, which is a betting platform, is saying that Trump is leading by 61% while Kamala is leading at only 38%. There's even people out there leveraging their bets saying that they're going to put in $18 million on Trump, which roughly, if this is going to pay out that Trump is going to win, this person's going to cash out $29.5 million. That's how confident the market is saying that Trump is going to win. And also in other news, if you didn't know, Hester Peirce is being considered the new head of the SEC and is hopefully going to replace Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler, we do know, is very bearish around cryptocurrency, has been against cryptocurrency, has used the theory of regulation by enforcement, which is kind of not the way to have growth within cryptocurrency within the US. Hester Peirce has been very bullish around crypto and has agreed over and over that we need regulatory framework for protection for consumers. And that's always important to have her at the lead in the forefront. So as a result of this, we've seen not just Doge pump, but all these other top 10 meme coins pump as well. So we're seeing all the crypto market pump. We've seen cryptocurrencies with the meme coins pump. So let's focus on the Rune ecosystem. How much is that pump? Just yesterday, we talked about the Rune ecosystem total market cap was roughly around $1.2 billion. Guess what? It pumped up 5% over the past 24 hours, up $1.3 billion. It's getting close to 1.4. And I do believe that we're going to sooner or later be above the $2 billion market cap, which was our all-time high market cap for runes. Now, looking at Doge, you can see that right now we're getting close to around 93,000 new holders, which would be a new all-time holder count. And as you can see, Doge is still pumping within sats. Now let's look at some recent news. Bonk, which is another Solana meme coin, ended up tweeting that they actually have a partnership with SaturnBot. It's a trading bot platform which is allowing them to buy, sell, trade, even mint Rune tokens. And in this specific video that they demonstrated, there's a couple features from Dog, Pups, Gizmo, and Billion Dollar Cat. And in other news, Genie Data did mention how well distributed the Doge token was given to holders. And based on the numbers, Doge and Mori, even though Mori was just airdropped recently, Doge still stands as the most unique holder count and to market cap ratio. So this to me is all the ingredients for a Doge success and a Doge major bull run. Now let's talk about what Zed, the co-founder of Magic Eden, had to talk about with Bitcoin and how fungible tokens are growing compared to centralized exchanges. So this is what he said. If we execute well, I believe Magic Eden can be bigger than any of the centralized exchanges today. Say for instance, the Magic Eden token is going to accelerate this version of this world. It is a big ambition, and to realize that we are working rapidly to expand towards trading any token beyond NFTs. Now, NFTs were the first major explosion, which was back in 2021, of a long tail assets that centralized exchanges failed to support successfully. This will keep happening. Meme coins are the second. I believe Bitcoin native assets, which I think he's referring to Ordinals, but more specifically runes, will be the third. Crypto is quickly moving to trillions of small mid-cap assets. All will be supported as the first-class citizens on Magic Eden. So to me, this is very important because we need to veer away from the narrative of we need to have centralized exchanges to be the hub of token listings. When really, Magic Eden, because it's a cross-chain marketplace, could be the #1 marketplace as a decentralized exchange. Because decentralized exchanges need to support decentralized apps, which means you own custody of your funds. So yes, we can have money funneling in from these centralized exchanges so that, typical retail investors that don't know the technicalities or even the technical nuances of knowing how to learn browser extension wallets, hot wallets, even though that money could flow into the ecosystem, nonetheless, I think it's important to have custody and decentralized future for crypto, and especially for runes, especially for Bitcoin native assets. So let's get into the nitty gritty of charting analysis. So Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures noticed something, is that Doge was forming the same narrative, but not only that, the same timeline as early stages of Doge. So he said that there could be a potential 20,000% gain that Doge saw that's going to happen into Doge. Now, what's really important in his recent video, which I'll put a link on the upper right hand side on YouTube, you won't see it on Twitter, but in this specific video that he posted yesterday, is that he saw before Doge had a 20,000% gain, that Doge had a market cap of roughly around $350 million. Isn't that very similar to Dogecoin on Rune, which is right now at currently 350 to 400 million market cap. So after the election, Doge ended up experiencing that 20,000% gain that happened within the 100 to 120 day range. And by the way, in that massive pump, then there was a Coinbase listing. So it just goes to show you that sometimes a pump needs to happen before a centralized exchange listing does happen. So right now, not only does a centralized exchange listing can potentially pump the token, but it can happen way beforehand. So that's why I say pay attention to this and why you may see the early stages of Doge replicating of the Doge narrative. Now, I started to notice two different patterns recently, and that was a cup and handle pattern, which we've talked about before, and a double bottom pattern that's just formed just as of this morning because we saw this massive pump. So now these are the two double patterns. Now, these two double bottom patterns mean that we're going to see an imminent reversal, which potentially look like this. So you see this little trend line here, we see these two bottoms and then a short trace to the upside. We could potentially see that. So we already talked about the cup and handle, but let's go into the charting and analysis. So this is the charting analysis. Now, why is this important? So remember, we talked about the cup and handle pattern, we talked about the double bottom, but what's the most important part? The RSI. Now, the RSI is telling us that right now we saw this huge sharp purple line go back to the upside, sooner or later going to cross the yellow line. Remember, I talked about the breathing in, breathing out technique in yesterday's video, what I'll put a link on the upper right hand side on YouTube, but you won't see it on X. But this will see that right now we're going to see this next pattern from a up, down, and now we're going to form another up pattern. This potentially could happen because remember, we haven't seen the volume back in this major bull run when Doge was at 200 million market cap, pumped as high as 980. We haven't seen that just yet right around here, and eventually it will happen and it will break past the $1 billion market cap. And look at this, when you look at the MACD, look at the weakening of the seller's market. You see this like light pink sell line right here? Well, guess what? That could potentially see us do a reversal. And this is, like I said, a fake out. We'll go back to the upside. So as you can see here, this little blue box right around here is the most frequently visited area for Doge. This is the dollar cost averaging zone. Anything below a 500 million market cap is an absolute deal. That's why I've been aping in dollar cost averaging as much as possible, making it public on Twitter. So right now we need to break past the most important level that I keep telling everybody is the 570 million market cap. Once we break past that 570 million market cap or above 650 million, we are then in a confirmed bullish golden cross and euphoric parabolic move. This is what I'm telling you in today's video and why you need to pay attention to Doge. So you've seen what we've had to say in terms of charting analysis. We could be experiencing the early stages of Doge, but into the Doge Rune token. We don't know what's going to happen with the political climate. Remember, this is a reaction to Trump winning, but next 24 hours, we don't actually know if we're going to get all the votes in. This could actually last for an entire week, because right now, from what I'm hearing, in Pennsylvania, the voting machines are actually having some short-circuiting issues, so they're not able to get those votes in just yet. And Pennsylvania, by the way, is a swing state that can determine who's going to win in the specific election. But anything can happen within the next 24 hours, but more specifically in the next week. Even though you're seeing a pump right now, it could actually dump and retrace just to be another fake out. But nonetheless, the fundamentals of Bitcoin have not changed. The fundamentals of Dog has not changed. So whatever happens in this next week does not matter. Everything to me shows that we're going to go into the next parabolic bull run for the next few months and maybe up to a year. We don't know as of right now. So please plan accordingly. Don't focus on your emotions. Focus on data and analytics. They help you understand where everybody's mindset is at and also where other people's emotions are at. Because let other people handle their emotions while you can just watch from the sidelines looking at the data. So I hope that this video has been helpful. And if you want to support this channel, if you want to support our X account, if you want to support the content regarding Dog on a daily basis, you need to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like that button. Don't forget to join our Patreon page to receive all of our alpha calls and trades regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.